Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the John G. McCoy Showfield. I'm Peter Doubleday, your Grand Prix announcer this afternoon on this gorgeous afternoon, and we are very thrilled to be back here at the New Albany Classic. The Classic was voted #1 specialty equestrian event in America 4 times, a great honor for this event and cause, the Center for Family and Safety and Healing. What an amazing day, and we are all glad that you have joined us here at this beautiful location and a great backdrop of our Grand Prix sport that we are going to see here this afternoon. We are going to welcome now out in the center of our field a local celebrity. So take a look. Many of you that watched America's Got Talent witnessed this young girl receive the golden buzzer, advancing her to the semifinals. She is a singer, songwriter, cancer survivor, and cancer advocate. Please, everyone, welcome to the field from Grand Rapids, Ohio. Here is Callista Bevier.
Go it alone, but why would you want to? There's only so far you can fly before you have to land. It gets harder the farther you go, and I know you think you're ready now. There's only so high you can climb before you have to stand. I don't wanna let you go, oh, but I know you're gonna fly, you're gonna soar, you're gonna see things you've never seen before. I hope you'll see, and I know you'll find everything you long for inside. You're gonna soar. If you're ready to go, I'll never stop. The waves reach only so high, even crash in the sand. There's a whole world that's waiting for you, and I pray you won't feel the storm. When you run with the wind and the rain, I will understand. I don't wanna let you go, but I know you're gonna fly, you're gonna soar, you're gonna see things you've never seen before. I hope you'll seek, and I know you'll find everything you long for inside. You're gonna soar. If I could, I would move heaven and earth. So when lightning strikes, it strikes you. When you're scared of falling, open your heart, let down your guard. Don't be afraid of tomorrow. You can go it alone. I know you want to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Callista Bevier for our entertainment here on our opening ceremonies. Well, the playing of our nation's anthem is a tradition in all great sporting events. This year we have a most moving tribute to our men and women in law enforcement serving communities within our great country. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and direct your attention to the corners of the field as our multi-agency honor guards approach for the presentation of our nation's colors. Today, we welcome the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, the Columbus Division of Police, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and the Hilliard Division. The New Albany Classic, the Center for Family Safety and Healing, and the Wexler family would like to take this time to recognize the work of the men and women in law enforcement and the sacrifices made to keep our communities safe. We wish to remember all those throughout our nation who have lost their life, including the 89 officers in 2016 while serving their communities. And the Center's continued partnership on the front line with law enforcement in the eradication of family violence. Ladies and gentlemen, together at this time, let's all pause for a moment of silence and reflection.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautifully done this afternoon. Thank you, Callista, for joining us. Congratulations on all of your success as well. We're very proud of you. And again, we honor all of our color guards joining us here today, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, the Columbus Division of Police, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and the Hilliard Division. Keep an eye on the sky, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we open things up, New Albany style, here this afternoon on this gorgeous Sunday. Boy, we could not have better weather for all of the top athletes, horses and riders that will be joining us here on our afternoon program, competing for the big money and all the entertainment. And, of course, we want you to be a part of the game as well. They love to hear all that enthusiasm from all of their audience and all their fans. We bring you some of the very best in show jumping here at the New Albany Classic. This is the 19th year bringing you world-class show jumping. As we mentioned in our introduction, the 4th year in a row, there's been the special event voted #1 in the country on behalf of the North American Riders Group, an event, an honor that we're very, very proud of, and you are all a part of that honor being voted #1 each and every year. As the color guards make their way out of the arena, we are about to meet and greet some of the Grand Prix riders that we will see here this afternoon. We have a field of 25 that'll be showing. We want you to reward them all well with a New Albany enthusiasm and the noise that they'll love to hear when they come back in with their top Grand Prix horses and mounts this afternoon as part of the pageantry opening ceremonies for the New Albany Classic. We get our riders all organized down by the in-gate. They're going to come in. We'll see them up on the screen as well. We want you to, again, welcome each and every one of them to our New Albany Classic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce the first of our 25 riders at the in-gate area. She's from North Palm Beach, Florida. She's a Pan American veteran. Please welcome Kara Rather Carey to our lineup. From Palmetto, Florida, she's a Pan American veteran, a Grand Prix winner all over the country. We welcome from Palmetto, Florida, Debbie Stevens in our lineup. A team silver medalist from the Atlanta Olympic Games. He's a veteran of our show jumping sport. He hails from Greenwich, Connecticut. A big welcome for Peter Leone. Our next rider to join us at the in-gate, he is the number 2 ranked rider in the world. He has twice won this class. From Wellington, Florida, Kent Farrington is in our lineup here today. A rider out of Wellington, Florida as well, a recent success at the Hampton Classic on Long Island just 3 weeks back. Please welcome Andrew Wells to our lineup. She is a hometown hero. She lives right down the road, and she is a top Grand Prix rider, has been a winner this summer. How about a big welcome to New Albany's Allie Wolf. From Boston, Massachusetts, in our lineup here today, he is the CEO of the Boston Bruins Hockey Club. We welcome Charlie Jacobs to our lineup. A team gold medalist and team silver medalist in her Olympic performance. We welcome out of Connecticut. A big welcome for Leslie Howard in our field. The first of 3 Irish riders that'll make up our international lineup here today. He is a veteran of European and North American victories. We welcome from Wellington, Florida, for Ireland, Paul O'Shea. He returns to our lineup here today with one of our youngest horses. He is 31 years of age now, a top junior rider in his day, and he has been a veteran of Nations Cup competition for the U.S. From Wellington, Florida, Michael Morrissey in our lineup. A World Cup champion, Olympic veteran. He represents his home country of Switzerland. A big welcome from all of us here at New Albany to Beat Manley. A recent performer from the Rio Olympic Games representing Venezuela on his 2nd Olympic performance this summer. Here is Pablo Barrios. A 2005 winner of this class. She rides for our host here today, Abigail Wexner, and she is it was a team gold 2 times and now a team silver from this past summer. You know her as Beezy Madden from Cazenovia, New York. Joining us from Wellington, Florida, she'll be up on one of our top Grand Prix horses here today, a winner in Europe, throughout the U.S. Please welcome Molly Ash-Cawley to our lineup. The starting field, also out of Wellington, Florida. She has been a 10-time Rider of the Year, 211 Grand Prix wins, number 2 in that all-time category. Here is Margie Engel in our field of 25. He was a winner of this class in 2014. He represents his home country of Ireland. From Wellington, Florida, Shane Sweetnam in our field today. Also part of our international group from New Zealand. We welcome, he was an Olympic star in 2008 for his home country. He also hails from Wellington, Florida, Sharn Wordley from New Zealand. One of our 2 youngest riders in our field here today, and she has been a part of 4 World Cup finals during her career. Please welcome Katie Dynan. 23-year-old rider out of Greenwich, Connecticut. She was a top winner this past summer in Calgary, placing well in Grand Prix action in this past winter. Please welcome Adrian Sternlich from Greenwich, Connecticut. The number 4 ranked rider in the world. He is now a veteran of 4 Olympics, 3 times a winner on this field. From Brewster, New York, McLean Ward is in the house. She was a winner recently in Saugerties, New York in a $100,000 contest. We welcome from Wellington, Florida, Miss Lauren Tisbo. The second of two riders representing his home country of Venezuela, Pan Am alternate for last summer's Pan Am Games in Canada. Please welcome for Venezuela, Juan Ortiz. He is a native of Galway, Ireland, the third of our three Irish riders in the lineup today. Please welcome Andrew Bournes from Wellington, Florida. The second of two Buckeye riders from the home state here today. He hails from Goshen, Ohio. How about a big Ohio welcome for David Beisel? And rounding out our field of 25 riders here today from Stockton, New Jersey. He is a frequent rider all over North America, placings and wins this year. A big welcome for Andrew Coker of Stockton, New Jersey. You've had a chance to meet and greet all of the top competitors in today's competition. They have their mounts eagerly awaiting them. They'll be warming up to prepare to jump the course. We'll explain all about the background of our course in just a little bit as well, but we'll continue on with our opening ceremonies as part of our field presentation here today. And ladies and gentlemen, we'd like for you to take your seats. Once again, welcome to the show. And our field, our mistress of ceremonies, none other than 10 TV Angela Pace, joined by Abigail Wexner and the president of the Center for Family Safety and Healing, Karen Days.
All right, Classic people, how y'all doing? Happy 19th. Is this fabulous or what? All right, so how many first-timers, how many newbies by applause? How many of you here for the first time? Wow, Abigail, it's growing. And how many of you are veterans? Say you've been here 5 or more times. There you go. Well, I'm Angela Pace, Director of Community Affairs for WBNS 10 TV, and very proud to say that I have been your hostess with the mostest for all 19 years of the New Albany Classic Grand Prix Invitational, thank you, and Family Day. And very, very proud to be able to say that. This is a great event, always on a great day. I don't know how Abigail does it. She guarantees great weather every year. And we're just so glad that all of you are here with us today for this great event, for this great cause. With me, of course, is the one and only Abigail Wexner, who created this spectacular. Karen Days, who is the president of the center. And David, come on over here, David. David thinks all he has to do is bring the big check, and we love you for that. But David never gets to say anything. So this is David Oda. He is a big shot with J.P. Morgan and Chase. What are you, executive, private, something or other?
I'm executive director with the private bank.
Oh, so that's the big money, right? That wouldn't be my little account, right?
Well, we like to help people out managing their financial situations.
J.P. Morgan has been with us from the very beginning, David. Why? Why is it so important that you support this event?
Well, it's a wonderful event. We've watched it grow up. We have a very strong presence in the state of Ohio, over 21,000 employees. I live 3 minutes away from here. It's a lovely event, as well as the center does fabulous things, and we've seen it grow up to be kind of the trendsetter in its area.
So are you going to give us this now, or is Abigail going to give this? I forgot my order, Abigail. I'm so sorry. He's just carrying it around. Okay, just carry it. Okay, go back over there, David. How about a round of applause for David? We're so glad we let David speak this year. Thank you, David. Okay, so Abigail.
Yes.
19 years.
19 years.
And when you first told me that this was what you wanted to do, I thought, I'm so glad she's pretty and has money because she's crazy. There is no way that anything like this is going to work in Columbus, Ohio. And 19 years later, look at this. I was wrong. I have to tell you, I was wrong.
Thank you, thank you. Well, there are really 3 reasons why it works. First and foremost, we have amazing sponsors like J.P. Morgan, L. Brands Foundations, Justice. What about that great concert they just gave us?
Fantastic.
But if you look around the course, you'll see the names of our sponsors. And at the end of the day, this is about supporting the Center for Family Safety and Healing, and we can't do it without those sponsors. Second, we've got over 400 volunteers. And we've got volunteers who've been with us from the very beginning. They're what make this work. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes, and we are so grateful to their support. And finally, it's all of you. Nothing happens unless you come out to support us. And again, every dollar that you've spent today, that you've supported today, goes to support Karen's work, which is really helping so many victims in the community.
And we're going to hear more from Karen about that. But the riders today are going to be competing for a part of a $125,000 purse. $125,000, the coveted Authentic Cup, and then also a 2-year lease on a 2017 Mercedes-Benz SUV, and that's compliments of our good friends at Crown, and they've been with us forever and ever too. So this is what the horse gets: carrots. The horse gets carrots and maybe some oats and a sugar cube. The rider gets to ride around in a real Benz. But again, Benz has been a great, Crown has been a great, great, great sponsor forever.
But important to know, you spend time with the riders. They really don't just come for the prize money. They come because you guys have been so great supporting them in New Albany. They love this event. They've voted us again for the 4th year in a row, the top equestrian specialty event in the world.
Now that deserves
in the
applause.
world.
That's huge. That is huge.
And part of that is that they love being able to hear your support, so I hope you'll support them when they're out there, and most of all, they love the fact that the money is going to the center. And so you know, today we have raised over $1.7 million, which brings our total since we've started to nearly $30 million.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just think about that. Every single dollar of that goes to support victims in need, and we can't thank you enough for that.
And speaking of the center, Karen Days is El Jefe at the center. So Karen, what's going on?
Oh, first of all, thank you for what you've done for 19 years. And also, I'd like each and every one of you that are watching to give yourself a round of applause for coming out and being here for the first year and all the years that you've been here. So I wasn't just buttering you up, but now I'm asking you to do something else for me. So if you look around and you see those who are in red shirts, we ask our volunteers to wear red this year because our public education campaign is called Where's the Line? And it's a bystander campaign asking bystanders who think they've witnessed abuse or if they know someone who is a victim of some form of family violence to risk being right. A lot of people say, well, what if I'm wrong? Let's take it another way. Let's say, let's risk being right. And we ask you to get in touch with us. Visit our booth before you leave today. You'll get all the important information that you need in order to get involved, and you can do it safely. You call a number or you send us a text, and we guarantee you that we'll provide you with information that you need. Lastly, I'd like to say publicly to the most wonderful person that I know, Abigail Wexner, thank you for hosting this event on behalf of all the families that we serve and on behalf of the rest of the staff of the Center for Family Safety and Healing and the families that we serve. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Enjoy.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Abigail, my new best friend, David Oda, who I hope makes me lots of money someday. Thank you all very much. And now, Peter, I'm coming up to help you. I know you need my expertise on calling this. I'm on my way.
Can't wait, Angela. Ladies and gentlemen, now we thank everybody in our opening ceremonies here this afternoon. We're going to take you around the course just to give you a little idea up close and personal of where they're going and what is going to happen in this first round. Now, the format for our Grand Prix is a time versus jump off. The name of the game is to negotiate every one of these jumps out here without knocking them down, without refusing or having a disobedience or having a time penalty. And we'll explain all about that for you in just a moment. But first of all, let's take you around the course that they will negotiate. There are 13 numbered fences, 16 efforts designed by world-renowned Richard Jeffrey from Great Britain. He has been the resident course designer here at the New Albany Classic and is designed to test for these horses and riders that the riders had an opportunity to plan earlier today as they walk the course. The horses, they have not seen this course yet. They were in a training session yesterday, but actually they'll see all the audience and all the noise and all the atmosphere for the first time as they come to the course in just a few minutes as the first horses and riders are preparing and warming up. Now they're going to start as they they cross through a timers that are located directly in front of a black and white Oxer, which is located near the beautiful Mercedes-Benz SUV. That is a Mershad Oxer, and that will be the first jump in the first round. They head towards going towards the south side of the arena. They'll loop around to the center. You see the green standards with a Huntington vertical, and with the New Albany stripe rails, they're flanking the Huntington sign with a green paneled standards. That is fence number 2. They take a left-hand turn. They'll go around by the video board. They'll come up along the south side. They'll negotiate a triple bar. That is fence number 3, the Barbara Truman fence. And that has an ascending area. You have 3 levels of jumps, from the front to the middle to the top, and a descending effort, and that is called a triple bar. That'll bring them into a first of the combinations on the course. Now you see a spread jump and a vertical that are very close by, one against another. Fences 4A and 4B, an Oxer to a vertical, and that is the L Brands double combination. Now to a slight veer to the left, and they'll negotiate a vertical down by the in area, which has the stars and bars theme. That is fence number 5. They'll loop around by the in gate where the horses and riders come in. They'll take a right-hand turn and come up across the diagonal of the grass field. They'll negotiate the blue standards. That is the Justice vertical, fence number 6, directly towards the Abercrombie and Fitch green and white standards located in the center of the field, and heading towards the announcer's position at number 8, which is the Nationwide Oxer or spread jump as well. Then they'll take a left-hand turn over a narrow vertical that is located up just in front of our video board along the side, and is the Voorhees vertical, also with a stars and bars theme at fence number 8 or 9 on the course. A left-hand turn. They'll have a chance to play a little golf and enjoy trying to negotiate fence number 10 that with a golf theme and with the black and white stripe rails that are flanked by the lattice standards. Then it's homeward bound. They take a right-hand turn and will negotiate the triple combination directly in front of our announcer's position. It has a vertical straight up and down fence onto another vertical straight up and down to a spread jump, which we call an Oxer at the C part. This is labeled fences 11A, B, and C, the J.P. Morgan triple combination. A massive effort through there. And then on to fence number 12, which has a water tray beneath. This is the blue and white rails flanked by the gray pillars, and this is the 10 WBNS Oxer with a Liverpool, the water tray beneath, also part of the test and the challenge for the riders and horses. Then they'll take a veer to the right hand, slightly towards the VIP hospitality tent for the grand finale, the final vertical, and that is the orange vertical, fence number 13, Sunny 95 is the theme, and the proud presentation on behalf of their sponsorship at the number 13 fence. And that is the last fence in the first round. Now they have a time allowed to complete the round. It is 85 seconds. If they exceed the time allowed, you'll see a score posted on our board. It is 1 time fault for every 4 seconds over the time allowed. Time allowed posted at 85 seconds. The name of the game, as he mentioned, is clear round jumping. If they have a knockdown, they'll receive a 4-fault penalty for each knockdown at a fence on the course. Now, ties involving first place. We hope that will be clear rounds today. They'll come back for one more round, race against the clock over a shorter version of the original course, and time will be the deciding factor in that exciting jump-off. We've had some great jump-offs in the past here. The event has been around since 1998, and we are about to see the 19th edition of our Grand Prix. Last year in our Grand Prix, we had a exciting 8-horse jump-off out of the starting field. We'll see what comes into play here today over our Richard Jeffrey design course, and we're just a minute or so away for our first horse and rider. Angela has joined me up here in the booth here for the afternoon. Angela, have you had any equestrian experiences since I last saw you?
You will be so proud of me. Oops. There you go. You will be so proud of me, Peter. I actually watched some of the Olympic equestrian event on television. And if you had told me 19 years ago that I would even know what equestrian means, let alone watch it on TV, I would have told you were crazy. But I enjoyed it. I got to see Beasy ride, I saw Kent Farrington ride, and I saw McLean ride.
That's pretty good, and it's also very exciting to have all three of them here.
Yes.
3 of the 4 riders had earned a team silver medal
Yep.
in Rio. Now, you are a real expert now after watching the Olympics, right?
Oh, I'm a pro. In fact, I'm trying to figure out why Abigail brings you back year after year when I know so much more now.
Well, you're going to have to answer all the questions, okay, this afternoon. But we are glad to have you with us. You add a great deal of expertise and fun to an event. We're used to, actually, on the Grand Prix Trail in the horse show world, we're used to being real serious sometimes. But this is a great atmosphere that you help provide, and we appreciate that.
Well, it's for a great cause. We have, I think, some of the greatest relatively new equestrian jumping fans right here in Central Ohio. So it really, and then you couldn't ask for a better day. The weather is absolutely perfect.
It's a beautiful day, and we're going to ask the fans out there, are you ready to watch some horses jump? Okay,
Wow.
we know you are.
They are ready.
We know you are. We have our first horse and rider approaching the gate area, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get underway with the 19th anniversary of the new Albany Classic, the Invitational Grand Prix, and most importantly, it's Family Day. We hope that you enjoy seeing some of the world's best riders and these marvelous athletes of horses. And let's welcome to the arena our first to go this afternoon out of the Trelawney Farm of Bedford, New York, piloted by Kara Rather Carey of North Palm Beach. Here is Lionel to go first. Now, this horse is a 15-year-old German-bred gelding. The riders appeared representing the United States in Nations Cup or team competition on 10 occasions, a Pan American veteran and a Grand Prix winner, major events in Kentucky, and the Winter Equestrian Festival in Florida. Time allowed of 85 seconds for the opening round. Our leadoff, Lionel and Kara Rather Carey. And the first through the finish line here today, Kara Rather Carey with 3 knockdowns on the course and a score of 12 faults. Now, they used up 78 and change on the clock. Time allowed is 85. And, Angela, they had the little narrow jump down over there. We call it a skinny jump.
And why do you call it a skinny jump,
That's
Peter?
fence number 9 because it has a very short rail on it compared to the other rails, and it probably weighs, maybe a third of the other rails.
And I'm sure there's a more professional name for it. Is that just a Peter name for it?
Well, no, that's pretty much everybody calls it a skinny
Okay.
rail. But anyways, that's not a Peter name. We go on to our second horse in the first round of competition here today, and we welcome our second gray in the lineup. Here is Condor C, piloted by Debbie Stevens out of Palmetto, Florida, for the Centennial Farm Incorporated. Debbie is up on an 11-year-old Holsteiner. This is a German-bred stallion, and Debbie has earned Grand Prix victories, American Invitational, throughout many events throughout her career in the United States, a Pan American veteran for international competition as well. There's your best score so far, a score of 4 for Debbie Stevens and Condor C. They used up a 84.08, and the time allowed is 85, just within that time allowed. Now, what's your favorite color of a horse, Angela?
Well, I have to tell you, I was a little confused there because I thought that was the same horse.
Thought the same horse went twice?
I thought they just swapped out riders.
Well, the Grays are beautiful animals, and we love to see all of these magnificent athletes here today. Here's the third in our lineup today. We welcome the team silver medalist from the Atlanta Olympic Games, Peter Leone of Greenwich, Connecticut, with the Danish Warm Blood Wayfarer. It's a 10-year-old Wayfarer is owned by the Lion's Share Farm at Greenwich. The rider with major Grand Prix victories worldwide and here at stateside in recent years in Devon, Pennsylvania, and the American Gold Cup in North Salem, New York. Veteran rider Peter Leone from Greenwich, Connecticut. Third around the course here today, Peter Leone of Connecticut with the Danish Warm Blood Wayfarer. They had 2 knockdowns, and of course had an early knockdown of the triple bar and also a knockdown in the J.P. Morgan triple combination. Now, Angela, we do ask you to put yourself in place of all the audience and the fans here today. And remember, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Peter, you have sat up here with me for much of the 19 years that this event has been going on. You know I can ask some dumb questions.
Well, we're looking forward. We're going to try to educate, also entertain, and get you involved. That's the whole case of enjoying this greatest sport that we focus here at the new Albany Classic Invitational Grand Prix. Here is one of the most successful combinations on the trail of Grand Prix jumping worldwide this year. A recent winner just a week ago, the American Gold Cup. He is the number 2 ranked rider in the world, 2-time winner of this class, Kent Farrington with Gazelle. Gazelle, a 10-year-old Belgian warm blood mare owned by Robin Parsky of California and the rider Kent Farrington of Wellington, Florida. Kent won this class in 2010, 2013. He was recently earned a team silver medal effort in the Rio Olympic Games in August. Kent Farrington with Gazelle. And you're looking at one of the best, Kent Farrington and Gazelle, with a fault-free journey as they show the way here this afternoon. A clear performance for the number 2 ranked rider in the world, Kent Farrington from Wellington, Florida. So they go right to the head of the class. He was a winner here in 2010 with Up Chiki and carried off the top prize of Blue Angel back in 2013. Beautiful grass field here today, Angela. Lovely setting.
Now, you say that the horses prefer jumping on natural grass.
Well, they actually live on it when they're out in the pastures, and they're providing a setting most of the time all year long. They're jumping on sand and synthetic material. This makes it a more natural feeling. They love this kind of setting, basically. Up next in our first round here from Wellington, Florida, Andrew Wells joining us, and he is aboard the 15-year-old Belgian-bred mare Boo Van Het Kestenhoff, owned by Peter Wells from Boulder, Colorado. Nations Cup participant in 2009 in Europe, Grand Prix win in Tryon, North Carolina a year ago, and third at the $250,000 stop at the Hampton Classic on Long Island just 3 weeks ago. Clear round number 2 this afternoon, a faultless round for Boo and Andrew Wells. Our second clear, we will have a jump off. Angela?
Peter, one of the things that I picked up on when I was watching the equestrian events during the Olympics was how the rider has to somehow get the horse to perform a certain number of strides between fences, and that's something I never thought about.
Just very important, and again, they have a chance to walk the course. The strides from the triple bar to the double combination are looking for 4 strides, and again, the rider has to adapt, make sure that the horse can negotiate each fence correctly and on the proper stride. Here's our hometown girl now. We welcome from New Albany, from the Black Lick Ben Farm. How about a big welcome for Allie Wolf and Query 2. This is a 9-year-old German-bred mare. A winner in rider was a winner in Socrates, New York recently, and also appeared in Nations Cup competition in Mexico for the United States earlier this year. Great effort this afternoon. Allie Wolf from the Black Bend Farm of New Albany and her Mount Query finishing up with a 2 knockdown effort of 8 faults. They had the Justice Vertical coming down, entering the diagonal. Third part of the triple coming down as well. That's our hometown girl.
And a lot of newbies to this event may not understand that these fences, these jumps, are specially constructed so that even though the horse may knock down a rail, there's no danger to the horse.
No danger, and we saw that exactly in the third part of the triple combination that came down for Allie's horse. The rail, they're on breakaway cups, so they release straight down. It does not cause any harm to the horse, and again, that is what it is all about with this beautiful sport of show jumping. The horse is number one. We continue on in the first round of action here from Boston, Massachusetts. We welcome Charlie Jacobs and the 9-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding, Kalanta. CMJ Sport Horse at Boston listed as the owners. The rider has been second in 2 major events over the last 3 weeks at the Hampton Classic and the American Gold Cup. Has appeared with Nations Cup efforts to the United States. He's the CEO of the Boston Bruins Hockey Club. He's one of our top Grand Prix riders, and he is here today with Kalanta. Incredible effort for all of these top horses and riders here today. And Charlie Jacobs out of Boston with an early knockdown at fence 4A, part of the L Brands combination, and also the center Abercrombie and Fitch Oxford coming down for a score of 8. 2 knockdowns at 4 faults apiece. Now, Angela, the time in the first round will separate those down the line. So we have 2 clear to come back for the jump off. And then if we need them for prize money, the prize money goes all the way down to 12. So if you
12?
12, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. But we're not going to do that today, are we?
No.
Okay.
Not at all, but we're going to keep on going with our first round action here today. And we welcome to the arena a team gold medalist, team silver medalist in her Olympic performances, a World Cup champion as well. Here is Leslie Howard from Danbury, Connecticut, and Gentile Van Spieveld. 10-year-old Belgian warm blood gelding is owned by the GJ Stables of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Peter Howard of Toronto, Ontario. Rider's been to 18 World Cup finals representing the United States in her illustrious career, and she is aboard a 10-year-old Belgian-bred gelding. Homeward bound, a clear round number 3 for the new Albany Classic. And we have 3 booked for a return. And it's being shaped up to be an exciting jump off here, Angela. Great job for Leslie.
Well, one of the great things about this sport is that is genderless a word? Probably not the correct word to use, but mixed gender, is that better?
That's even better. That's we have 10 ladies in the field out of 25, and it is one of the, only one of the few international events where the ladies compete versus the men on equal basis. We like to hear that. So we move on now to the next riders representing Ireland in our lineup. Here is Paul O'Shea and Primo Calypso, by Michael Hayden from Dublin, Ireland, and the rider Paul O'Shea from Wellington, Florida. A 9-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding. The rider has been a winner in his home country in Dublin, Ireland, Nations Cup representative in Ireland and throughout Europe, and Grand Prix victories throughout the Northeast, including the I Love New York event in Lake Placid, New York this past summer. Paul O'Shea, the first of 3 Irish riders. An Irish rider has won this class the last 2 years here at New Albany. Ireland's Paul O'Shea and his mount today, Primo Calypso, with a single knockdown. The center oxer coming, or again, the fence number 8 coming down, the nationwide oxer for a single knockdown of 4 faults.
Now, Peter, I've seen some of the horses have had their hair done. They've got the plaits in, very, very stylish, very nicely done. And you say these horses are spoiled.
They are pampered. They have acupuncturists. They have
They have
physical
what?
therapists.
Acupuncturists.
Yeah, physical therapists that travel, chiropractors that travel the circuit. These horses are well taken care of.
Psychologists.
Well, that
Yeah.
too, yeah. Up next, we introduce our next rider out of Wellington, Florida. Michael Morrissey handles the riding assignment aboard Chance Saint Hamel. This is an 8-year-old Belgian warm blood mare, one of our 2 8-year-olds in the lineup today, showing for QBS Equestrian of Wellington, Florida. Riders appeared with the United States and 4 Nations Cup squads, a Grand Prix winner in France and Kentucky during his career, and is aboard the 8-year-old Belgian warm blood mare. First part of the triple combination coming down for a score of 4. And Michael Morrissey and his mount here today, their time of 8:022, the second fastest of the 4s, and right now sitting in 5th place overall. We have 3 clears. The 4 faults are stacked up here in the first round according to their time. Now, we have seen a total of 10 out of our projected field of 25 starters. 3 are clear to jump again over a short track. In our international field here today, we'd like for you to give a nice New Albany welcome for a rider representing his home country of Switzerland. Here is Beat Manley and Xander. Xander is owned by the Grand Road Partners out of New York. This is a 12-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding. The rider was a 2007 World Cup champion. He has been to 2 Olympics and 3 World Equestrian Games, representing his home country of Sweden. Beat Manley and Xander. Swiss rider Beat Manley and Xander finish their first round with a single knockdown of 4 faults. They had the black and white spread fence, the Oxer coming down at the Georgetown Oxer fence number 10.
Now, Peter, we know this is an international sport, but I don't think we've had anyone here from Switzerland before.
I don't believe now. We've had a lot of countries represented.
Right.
And actually, just to give you a little idea, during the winter circuit in Florida, we actually have close to 20 different countries.
Really?
Of riders that are spending time in the United States competing against the very best. We continue on in introducing some of the very best in our lineup here from Venezuela. He appeared in his 2nd Olympics this past summer in Rio. Here is Pablo Barrios and Antarius, an 11-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding owned and ridden by the rider Pablo Barrios. 4-time veteran of the World Equestrian Games, their championships, and a 4-time Pan American veteran as well. Two knockdowns for the Venezuelan duo, Pablo Barrios and Hizmount Antares. They finish up with an 8-fault first-round penalty. Now, Angela, the fence number 5 that came down, there's
Right.
a white plank, and that blends in to the white tent at the end.
Oh,
so the horses and riders really have to focus hard on that.
You know, one of the things that I heard during the Olympics, because I get all my information from the Olympics, there was something about the placement of the horses' eyes and how they have a problem seeing something like right in front of them.
Actually, there is. They have to really focus. They do have they have a better way of the peripheral vision, or actually be able to see something from far away.
Okay.
So it works out. You've learned a lot from the
I
Olympics.
have.
On to the next of our first round competitors. We welcome a 2005 winner. She was a part of that Rio Team Silver Medal effort. Beezy Madden is in the house from Casanova, New York, with Breitling LS. Her horse under the ownership of Abigail Wexner of New Albany, a 10-year-old Dutch warm blood stallion. 2 team golds, team silver, and individual bronze during her 4 Olympic appearances representing the USA. How about it? Beezy Madden is in our jump off here today in a clear round. 2 of the
Outstanding.
3 Olympic riders from our team silver from this summer are now in our jump off. And listen to that crowd out there, Angela.
Well, Beezy is popular here, and I shouldn't bring this up just because it was Beezy out there riding, but there's quite an age range. No offense, Beezy, but there is an age range of riders in this sport.
Very much so. We have our youngest riders, 23. We have the riders up in the 50s and 60s. That's another great thing about the sport of show jumping. Gives the riders of any age, whatever, any background, they are all on equal footing out here on the Grand Prix field. We continue on now. We have seen 13 of 25. We have 4 clears so far to jump again. Out of Wellington, Florida, we introduce our next rider, Molly Ashcali and Baloo Day Date, 11-year-old Oldenburg mare. The mare is owned by the Lewisburg Farm of Boston, the rider with wins in Europe and the American Invitational, many other major stops on the U.S. Tour. She is a rider who has appeared in Nations Cup competition for the United States and on successful notes as well worldwide. She's aboard Baloo Day Date. Coming home with a clear round, no faults for the entry of Molly Ash Colley and Blue Day Date. So that is clear round at number 5 for the afternoon. Right now, 5 are clear. And Angela, it just amazes me. These horses are such marvelous athletes, aren't they?
They are, and you talked about horses being as old as 16. So that's old then in horse years to be jumping?
Pretty much. Horse years, dog
Horse
years.
years,
Yeah,
yeah.
we all know about that. But the horses, yeah, they have ranged from maybe an 8-year-old, as we see here today, up into the horse that we're about to introduce here on the field. We welcome the next of our competitors here at Margie Engel and our senior horse here today, the 16-year-old Dutch Warm Blood Indigo. Margie hails from Wellington, Florida. The horse under the ownership of Greasy, Garber, Hidden Creek, and Glade Winds. Rider with 211 career wins to her credit. And she has been a part of Olympic and World Equestrian Game efforts for the United States. A 10-time Rider of the Year on our Grand Prix trail. And let's add their name to the list for the jump off. The 16-year-old Indigo and Margie Engel out of Wellington, Florida, giving us clear round number 6 with 10 more to go. Now we are going to take about 5 minutes, no more. We're going to bring our rollers out. We're going to get things all smooth out around the arena. And here's a horse and rider combination that carried home the New Albany title back in 2014. And we get back underway as we welcome from Ireland, here is Shane Sweetnam and Shakizi. He's aboard a 10-year-old Zangerzide stallion. This is a Belgian-bred horse. The 10-year-old owned by the Spy Coast Farm of Wellington, Florida. The rider, originally from County Cork, was a winner of 2 major events in Dublin, Ireland at their international show this past summer and has appeared in 3 Nations Cups for Ireland during the 2016 season. He's aboard his winning mount here at New Albany. This is Shakizi. And they love this field here this afternoon. And Shakizi, guided by Irish rider Shane Sweetnam, give us our clear round at number 7 with 9 more to go. Now, horses are familiar with places too, Angela. They travel a lot, but this horse might just love this class, love this field to try to win one more time.
I think Shakizi remembered the first run here.
Oh, yeah. Well, we go on now to the next of our first round competitors, and we welcome the rider representing his home country of New Zealand. Sharn Wordley is aboard the Oldenburg gelding Casper. Now, Casper is a 10-year-old Oldenburg, and this is a German breed, and the gelding is guided by Sharn Wordley from New Zealand for the Sky Group of Wilmington, Delaware. He appeared in the Olympics in 2008, Grand Prix winner in Tryon, North Carolina earlier this year, and second just a few days ago at the Central Park Grand Prix in Manhattan in New York City. All the way to the very end, and they check in at that Heartbreak Hotel. We have a 4-fault score at fence number 13 on the course of the penalty of 4 for Sharn Wordley from New Zealand.
The Heartbreak Hotel.
Well, that is. He checked into a room there. I'd be heartbroken if I had the last jump down, too.
I know, because he was doing a beautiful job up to that point. But the Heartbreak Hotel, you're a class act there, Peter.
So here we go now from the warm-up area. That's the starting bell for our next rider. Here is Katie Dinan from Wellington, Florida. A 23-year-old rider is up on Checkpoint U. She is aboard a 12-year-old Holsteiner. This is a German-bred gelding owned by the Grant Road Partners. She has appeared in 4 World Cup finals, Nations Cup in Hickstead, England during her career, and has had major Grand Prix victories from the National Horse Show in Kentucky in 2013. Katie Dinan with Checkpoint U. Refusal within the double combination. They'll have to restart and negotiate the A part once again. Katie Dynan and checkpoint you at 12 jumping faults. And 7 time faults. 12 and 7, grand total of 19 for their opening round effort this afternoon.
Now, Peter, that's the first refusal we've seen today. So explain to some of the new folks here what a refusal is.
Well, refusal, the horse might have just, again, it might felt it was a little tight, didn't feel comfortable in that combination. And it looked like the horse jumped in a little further, and it was going to be too tight to get out. So the horse decided, not for me. We're going to try it again. Very comfortable the second time around. So again, those things happen. They are very rare. But we continue on with our opening round here from Greenwich, Connecticut. The second of our 2 youngest riders in the lineup here today, 23-year-old Adrian Sternlich is aboard Crystalline. Her mount is also one of the youngest horses this afternoon. It's an 8-year-old Bavarian German-bred mare from the Starlight Farms in Greenwich, Connecticut. Major placings in Calgary and Spruce Meadows this past summer for this rider, and also major placings throughout the Wellington Series during the Winter Equestrian Festival in Florida during the months of February and March. See part of the triple combination coming down, a score of 4 for the combination of Crystalline and Adrian Sternlich from Greenwich, Connecticut, as they finish up with a single error of 4 faults. Now, a rider who had just appeared in his 4th Olympic Games this past summer. He has 2 team golds, and he has team silver to his credit. Number 4 ranked rider in the world from Brewster, New York, McLean Ward, joining us with Tina La Boheme. Now, McLean has led the victory gallop 3 times in our new Albany Classic, and he is aboard his mount today, a 9-year-old Selle Francais, a French mare, owned by McLean and Arthur Hawkins. This will be the ride for McLean Ward, the 3rd member of our silver medal team at the Rio Olympics. All the way, McLean Ward will be back for our time jump off, and we have all 3 Olympic members from our team this year back to go against the clock. Kent, Beasy, and now McLean. Clear round number 8. It's going to be a great jump off here, Angela.
I think we're going to be here for a while, Peter.
No, it's going to be a real quick jump off. It won't take that long. We have 5 more to try to add their name to the list, and we welcome to the arena from Wellington, Florida. Here's Lauren Tisbo and her mount, Mr. Visto. This is an 11-year-old Holsteiner stallion from the Equestrian Farms. Now, Lauren led the round of honor in the $100,000 Hudson Valley Classic just a few weeks back in Saugerties, New York. She has been a winner in Spruce Meadows this past summer in Calgary, and also a winner earlier this year in the Winter Equestrian Festival. Enjoying one of her most successful seasons, and her mount, the 11-year-old stallion, Mr. Visto. Penalty of 4, just the one knockdown for Mr. Visto and Lauren Tisbo. And as they toured around the course, maybe, Angela, did you notice something on Mr. Visto?
Well, I had it brought to my attention, but of course my keen equestrian eye also caught it, that, okay, what was it, Phil? He only had a bit, or he didn't have a bit.
No,
Something about a bit.
Didn't have a bridle.
A bridle.
He had a bit on, so right. So just a little, again, maybe in the comfort zone of this stallion.
Yeah.
And you watched how beautifully he jumped, just with a bit in his mouth with no bridle.
And that's okay, right? Legal and everything, right?
That's okay, whatever works. Here's our next rider from Venezuela, the second of 2 from Venezuela. This is Juan Ortiz. He hails from Loxahatchee, Florida, and he's up on Dulian Van de Smeets. The Pan American alternate from the games last summer in Toronto is aboard the Synchronicity Group-owned entry, a 13-year-old Belgian warm-blood mare. The rider was also part of the Nations Cup final in Barcelona, Spain in 2015, representing his home country of Venezuela. Well, it looks like our rider is back up. Looks like just settling the horse for a moment. And unfortunately, the fall will eliminate. Only thing that he's going to go back to Florida with is your applause for a little encouraging round here today. So always glad to see everybody back up and A-OK. We are down to 3 more, Angela. We want you to take a look at that jump-off list, and we're going to do a little handicapping once we get to the end and see who we can choose and who we select to carry home that authentic cup, the top prize in today's new Albany Classic. 3 more to go. We have 8 to jump again in the final jump-off against the clock. And the first of 3 on course, here representing Ireland, originally from Galway, Ireland. Here is Andrew Bournes and CHS Inception. Has been a winner in Canada in the Grand Prix scene in Rockwood, Ontario in recent years. The rider is the owner, along with the Andrew Bourne Sport Horses Incorporated. And the horse that he rides is the second of our two youngest horses today, an 8-year-old Irish sport horse gelding, CHS Inception. Actually, one of 3 8-year-olds in our lineup. Home with a clear round, and we add another Irish rider to our lineup for the tiebreaker, and Ireland will be represented by 2 of the 9 competitors to come back. There we go. See, we must have an Irish contingent over there.
I think we do. They are very happy for that performance.
Have you ever seen a sad Irishman? I never have.
At least not at the Classic.
No, not at all. So again, we have 2 more to go, and right now a total of 9 that are clear. And we can't emphasize enough, they love all of the enthusiasm and all of the appreciation for the effort here today. That's why all of these top riders keep coming back year after year to New Albany. So we are, again, the 19th anniversary of this historic event. 2 more to go, 2 left in the opening round. And we have a total of 9 for an exciting jump off against the clock. Only be a couple minutes between the rounds. And again, we have 2 more to go.
Now, what about the horses? How will they handle coming back to jump again?
Well, they'll do the same. Actually, you try. A horse is a routine animal. Likes to, if they have a routine, they know a little bit about it. They'll go back to the schooling area and warm up, get their muscles loosened up again. And the riders, like in the warm-up area, might try a few things that they're going to do in the jump-off, like making a sharp turn after they jump the jump. That's where they'll try to come up with a faster time. They try to save some time and try to do some things. So again, as they make the turn here or there, that's what they'll simulate out in the warm-up area. And the horse knows that it's game on. That's what we call it.
Game on.
Game on. So the first half of the remaining 2 here in the lineup as we welcome the second of our 2 riders from the Buckeye State. Here from Goshen, Ohio. Big welcome for David Beisel and Call Me Hannes. David is aboard a 10-year-old Holsteiner gelding, owned by the Harlow Investment Enterprises of Ocala, Florida. The rider with Grand Prix wins in Kentucky, Michigan, and Florida, and a 5th in the Socrates Million back in 2015. The second of our 2 Ohio riders here is David Beisel, one of 2 left here in the opening round. There's Ohio's David Beisel and Colmy Hennis with a score of 8 faults with 1 more to go. Now, Angela, you mentioned, asked me about these riders who travel a lot. They really do. It's amazing what they do.
So now, the gentleman coming up now lives in airports, pretty much.
Pretty close to it, man. He has a lot of horses, travels every living week of the year. I mean, he's somewhere on the circuit. Very successful rider, and we are about to see him to finish up. He probably has the Frequent Rider Award. He is the Frequent Rider Award recipient of all of our Grand Prix riders. Here he is now, ladies and gentlemen, out of Stockton, New Jersey. Andrew Coker will wrap things up with Xantos II. Xantos is a 12-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding owned by the MKO Equestrian of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Rider with major placings, stops in Ocala, Florida, Omaha, Nebraska, Devon, Pennsylvania, Upperville, Virginia, Central Park recently, and also competed earlier this year in Mexico after a very competitive and successful Florida tour. Andrew Coker, one of our most successful and best traveled riders on the circuit, he wraps things up with Xantos II. Andrew Coker and our final horse, Xantos II, faulting at the third part of the triple, and they finish up with a score of 4. So we will have a 9-horse jump-off coming up, an exciting field, and some of our world-class and Olympic riders will be a part of the grand finale coming up here in about 5 minutes as we make the adjustments for the jump-off. And Angela, maybe you have a secret selection for the jump off, or
it's not so secret. I go with her every year. Beezy. It's got to be Beezy.
You got it. I know. It's hometown owned horse and everything.
Absolutely, and she's been with us just about from the very beginning as well. And she's an Olympic champion.
Okay, there you go.
Not to put the other Olympic champions down, but BZ might as well be hometown.
Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth, right? Okay. We'll go with a little music here, and we'll prepare now for the time jump off. We'll explain the course here in just a moment as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have shortened the track now, and we have our rollers out, getting the turf all back in shape. Our course designer, Richard Jeffrey, putting the finishing touches on what we call a jump-off course. Now, we saw the precision and the style of jumping in the first round rewarded by a clear round. In the jump-off, we're going to pick up the pace a little bit. They'll make some turns a little sharper. They're going to go against the clock. The winner will come out of our group of 9 with the least number of faults, ultimately the fastest clear round. We'll come up with the new Albany win here today. Let's take you around the course quickly. Now, they are going to start over fence number 10, right where the 2 rollers are located, and that is the very first fence in the jump-off sequence. That is the Georgetown Corporate Company black and white Oxer, fence number 10. They're going to come over by the announcer's position and negotiate fence 11A. This is the first part of what we had as a triple at the J.P. Morgan Golden Horsehead Standards at the A part. They'll take a turn across the way to fence number 2, which is the Huntington Vertical. You see the green standards flanking the Huntington sign just off center, out in the center at fence number 2. A left-hand turn over to the south side, and that'll be over fences 4A and 4B. Just the double combination in that line of jumps. That'll be part of our jump-off course. From the 4B, after they land, they'll take a left-hand turn up through the center of the field over the Abercrombie and Fitch Green Oxer, right in the center. A right-hand turn over the WBNS Channel 10 Oxer with a blue water beneath, and then a run to the vertical at the final fence, fence number 13. That is a sunny 95 orange vertical up on the corner. So the fences involved in the jump off, fences 10, 11A, back around to the center over the Huntington vertical, fence 2, over the 4A and B, the L Brands combination, across the center over the Abercrombie and Fitch Green Oxer, a right-hand turn as they're homeward bound, and down the stretch drive over fence 12, and finishing up over the sunny 95 vertical at fence 13. Now, Angela, you gave me and the audience your prediction. I think I'm going to go with a rider who was in the Olympics this summer, or an Irish rider. That takes up 5 of the 9. How about that?
Oh, that's a real safe bet there, Peter. That's really hedging. That's really hedging.
Anyways, of course, all the riders that appear on our list for the jump-off, all great riders. They are all capable of coming home with a victory here today. All super horses that we enjoyed watching jump, and they are finishing up their warm-up out in the schooling area up where they are tented, and we'll be having our first horse and rider with us here in just a moment. We'd like to remind everybody, don't forget on your way out today to grab produce from the White Barn Organics. Farm market is set up at the exit gate for your convenience as you leave today. A wonderful end to your day, taking home farm fresh produce, and make sure you check it out on the way out. A beautiful day, and we have probably the most exciting part of our event coming up as they race for the title for our new Albany Classic.
We've had several jump-offs before, but have we had one with this many riders? 9?
Yes, actually looking back on the list, the largest jump-off in the history of our series was back in 2011. We actually had 11 out of 28 go clear, and 9 is the next level down of the most in a jump-off for the new Albany Classic. So we are about to get underway. This is the 19th year as we honor the incredible sport of show jumping here today, and we have some activity coming down the lane as they head down from the warm-up area, and we're about to get underway with the jump-off. We hope that you'll enjoy as they turn and race to the finish line to try to come up with the fastest clear round and the Authentic Cup, and also that beautiful car that you're going to give away, right?
I would love to have an opportunity to give that car away right after I'm finished with it. It's beautiful. I don't know if you got a chance to see it up close and personal, but that is going to be a spectacular ride for our winner today.
But we're also doing, again, the emphasis on coming here, the sport, what it's all about today. We can't help but mention it is a $125,000 purse, and it just happens to be a $41,000 check for the winning horse and rider if they come out of this jump-off. So that's a lot of cash on hand, and, of course, a 2-year lease on the beautiful SUV center ring. We are jump-off time, and we are getting underway with our tiebreaker. Here's the Pathfinder from round number 1, and the world number 2 ranked rider here is Kent Farrington and Gazelle to lead us off in the jump-off. Kent, a winner in 2010 and 2013. He pilots a horse he co-owns with Robin Parsky, a 10-year-old Belgian warm blood mare, Gazelle, setting the pace here in the jump-off. Fast-paced first round in our jump off with a score of 4 at the penultimate effort. And fence number 12 coming down for the 4, 37-49 for the time on course with a score of 4 faults. That was a very rapid start here, Angela.
Yes, interesting to see the difference in the way the riders ride, the pace at which they ride in the jump off compared to that first round.
They're moving on, and they are continuing on with our time jump off. Here is the second of our 9 finalists, and here is Andrew Wells out of Wellington, Florida, and he is aboard Boo Vanette Kestenhoff. He's up on a 15-year-old Belgian warm blood and Belgian-bred mare owned by Peter Wells from Boulder, Colorado. Trying to beat the score now of 4. Boo and Andrew with 2 knockdowns. They clock in at 43.26, and they finish up with a round of 8 faults, 4.326 on the clock, and now in second place with a score of 8. So coming up now as we are on the third of 9 about to appear in the jump off. Kent Farrington and Gazelle leading with the best score of the 2, 4 faults. Keep in mind, we're looking, of course, for the fastest clear. That'll come home with the new Albany Classic title and that top prize and a beautiful SUV here in center ring. Back for the jump off, here is Leslie Howard out of Connecticut with Gentile. This is Gentile Van Spieveld. Owned by the GJ Stables and Leslie's husband, Peter Howard from Canada. Leslie Howard up on the 10-year-old Belgian warm blood gelding, Gentile. There we go with our first clear of the jump-off round. Leslie Howard and Gentile, 43.02 for the automatic leading time. 43.02, and that's quite a crowd over there. I think maybe it's the shadiest spot on the place. Is that right?
Those folks over there are very happy. They're cool and they're happy.
Well, Leslie is right to the top of the list after a third of our jump-off competitors. And Angela, here is your pick for the win here today. We welcome back Beezy Madden and Breitling LS for the jump-off to go against the clock. Abigail Wexner, the proud owner of this 10-year-old Dutch warm blood stallion, Breitling LS. Trying to beat the time of 43.02. Gentile landed after the Abercrombie & Fitch Green Oxer center ring, landed at 32 seconds at that point, coming home with a clear round effort of 43.02. And we have a new leader on the board, Beasy, Madden, and Breitling, up to the top of the New Albany leaderboard, 40.02. And that will lead the way. Boy, Angela, you are a good handicapper. You know that?
I have faith in Beasy and in Abigail's horsies.
Well, we have 5 more horses to try to challenge here in our tiebreaker. 4002 Breitling LS leading the way, and they landed at 29 seconds after the Abercrombie and Fitch Green Oxford Center ring. Keep an eye on the clock. You can respond and react accordingly. Here is Baloo Day Dates on the way back in. Molly Ashcalli from Wellington, Florida for the Lewisburg Farm. Molly partnered with the 11-year-old Oldenburg German-bred mare Baloo Day Date. 4002 the lead time with the clear. And again, Beasy was 29 seconds landing after the Abercrombie and Fitch Green Oxer. Knocked down at the Liverpool, the blue and white oxer on the home stretch. 4 faults, 4074 for the time, and that was with a penalty of 4. Moving into the 4th position now for Molly, in the 4th place on the leaderboard with 4 more to go, and we will be moving right into the prize giving ceremony and the awards. That will be a part of our closing ceremonies here in 4 more trips. We welcome back the next of our combinations in the race for the New Albany title today. Here is Indigo, piloted by Margie Engel of Wellington, Florida. Margie up on the 16-year-old Dutch Warm Blood, the senior horse of our group of 25 in the opening round lineup, owned by Greasy Garber, Hidden Creek, and Glade Winds. Time to beat 4002. Margie Engel and Indigo with 8 jumping faults and 7 time, and 7 time faults coming out of the time of 54.27. 8 jumping for the refusal and 4 for the refusal, 4 for the knockdown, and plus the 7 time faults. Now, Angela, you saw what happened down here at the J.P. Morgan vertical. She was just trying to make her turn. Try to shave some very precious seconds off to try to catch that leader.
And it was interesting because from our vantage point up here, you can see that angle that she was coming at the fence at, and it was apparently the horse didn't like it.
No, Indigo said no go.
Yep.
I'm going to make another little turn. I'm going to be a little more comfortable. But many times we've seen that horse make that jump from that angle. So it's something that they are not capable of doing. But again, just trying for that little extra chance. We move on now to the next of our three here that remain in the jump off. Here is the 2014 championship combination. Representing Ireland, here is Shane Sweetnam and Shaki Z. The Zangerzide Stallion, a Belgian-bred horse, 10-year-old, owned by the Spikos Farm of Wellington, Florida. Trying to zero in on BZ's leading time of 4:0:02. Breitling was 29 seconds, landing after the green oxer in center field. Ireland Shane Sweetnam and his mount, Shaki Z, 42:89 for a jump-off time into second place. 42:89 on the clock, and they move into second behind BZ and Breitling LF. BZ leading the way now with two more challengers, and back to go against the clock in our decider. Here is McLean Ward and Tina La Boheme. McLean, a three-time winner of this class, and he is the co-owner, along with Arthur Hawkins from California, of the 9-year-old Cell Francais mare, Tina La Boheme. Time to beat, 4:0:02, 29-second intermediate time. All the way, we have a new leader on the board as McLean Ward tops the field with one more to go. They post a time of 38:59, and that was with a clear round. And McLean right to the top of the list now with a 38:59. Very rapid time here, Angela.
Did you hear the audience?
Oh, they love them. They love it. And that's what these riders love, all of that enthusiasm. I can't tell you how much it means to them. Here's the last to go in our jump off, and we welcome back the Irish rider Andrew Bournes from Wellington, Florida, with CHS Inception. Up on one of our three youngest horses, an 8-year-old Irish sport horse gelding. The time to beat now, we have McLean at the top with Tina, 38:59. They were a second ahead of BZ at that intermediate mark after the green oxer. They were 28 seconds landing. Keep an eye on the clock. Home of the clear round, 45.54 for the time, and they'll finish up in 5th place. Great effort for our Irish rider and his young mount CHS Inception. 45.54. They'll finish up in 5th. We'll have the prize-giving ceremony coming right up. Don't go away. The top 6 will be right back in. Angela, another great afternoon, and you came close, but McLean was even closer.
I came very close, but I think it's outstanding that we had these Olympic riders with us today, and they once again, it's almost like they validate this classic, this event, by being here and by really competing and showing out.
They love it here, and they love all of you. Love your enthusiasm. We are going to have the prize giving. We are going to honor the top 6. They'll be coming back in reverse order. Then we're going to take you down to the field for the official ceremonies, as we'll be honoring the top competitor with the presentation of all of the various awards. And you are also, I believe, you're going to be presenting the Groom's Award, right?
I think I'm supposed to be down on the field
Well,
because I'm supposed to be presenting the Groom's Award. Peter, it has been a real pleasure once again. Could not do this without you. I've learned so much from you. And our Canadian friend here, Phil, thank you so much for your tutelage. And Lloyd, congratulations on getting married. And thank you guys for being here. It's been another great classic. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. And ladies and gentlemen, we are about to meet and greet the top 6. They are making their way up to the gate area, and then we're going to take you down to center field to enjoy the victory ceremony and the presentation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathering now. The top 6 will come back in the reverse order, and we'll be honoring the 6th, 5th, 4th, and on our way up to the actual victory ceremony here today. And we'll enjoy the victory of actually a 1-2 finish from our Olympic riders today. All 3 of our Olympic riders in the top 6 as well. The 4th rider who competed for the U.S. is over in Barcelona, Spain this week. Lucy Davis from California representing the United States in the World Finals, the Nations Cup competition. Bucky is on the way out as well as part of our victory ceremony this afternoon. We are about to enjoy and the quick round of honor of our top 6 and moving up to the top competitor. So they'll take a gallop all the way around and on the way out, ladies and gentlemen, on the way in now with the green ribbon. Here is the number 2 rider ranked in the world, Kent Farrington and Gazelle, earning his 6th place for the new Albany Classic. Gazelle owned by Robin Parsky of California and the rider Kent Farrington. One of the world's best. They are all the great riders here each and every year. 5th place, we just saw him in the jump off representing Ireland, Andrew Bournes and CHS Inception for Ireland. The 4th place in the New Albany Classic, Leslie Howard, leaping Leslie up on Gentile Van Spieveld for the GJ Stables and Peter Howard. Finishing up in the 3rd spot, the Irish combination of Shane Sweetnam from Ireland and Wellington, Florida with Shaki Z for the presentation and the honors out of their Spy Coast farm in Florida. 2nd place finish, we congratulate Beezy Madden and Breitling LS for Abigail Wexner of New Albany. Beezy from Cazenovia, New York, just outside of Syracuse, and is our 2nd place finisher here this afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, a 4th win on the grass field for this rider from Brewster, New York. One of the best, McLean Ward of Brewster, New York with Tina La Boheme. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Olympic riders, they are the top-ranked riders in the world and enjoying the round of honor with that championship tricolor. McLean Ward proudly displaying it for the 4th time here at New Albany. He was a winner of our Grand Prix in 2004, 2011, 2012, and now here in 2016. Great job for McLean Ward coming up to the prize-giving area and the winner's circle for the New Albany Classic. Be honoring our groom as well, and Angela will have be down in the fields. We'll congratulate again our top competitor, and Angela, it's all yours. We're going to try to get up a little closer to the car. And our very special guest here today on behalf of Crown Eurocars Dublin, the SUV, a 2-year lease, the authentic trophy being presented. Abigail Wexler joining us. Bucky, well, we're going to try to get Bucky out of there. Bucky's out of the way, maybe. Tina's still keeping an eye on Bucky.
Yeah, we had to move Bucky out of the way.
If you guys all line up here, I'll come in behind you.
And Sean coming on out. Sean, we have a special award for you as well, and you can also help and support in keeping Tina all nice and comfortable out in our winner's circle. And again, we have a special presentation on behalf of the New Albany Classic with the Caretakers Awards, and Angela will fill you all in on this special award.
All right, Peter, while they're getting their pictures taken, I'll go ahead with this part. They're always trying to keep the classic fresh, keep it interesting. Last year, we did add a special award, the Groomsman Award, which was won by a woman, if I remember correctly. We do want to honor the folks behind the scenes, the folks who work so hard on these horses to make them presentable and ready for the Classic. So the Classic has established a Grooms Award presented by J.P. Morgan and Chase. A distinguished panel of judges selected the groom of the best turned out horse. I love that phrase, turned out horse. The best turned out horse was Tina La Boheme. I hope I said that correctly, Tina. I hope I did not offend you. Or McLean. Thank you, McLean. So the groomsperson of the year this year is Sean Cassane. Sean Cassane, who is the groom for our winning horse. I don't know if Sean is out here or not. Oh, how cute are you? Hi, Sean. How are ya?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Where are you from?
Ireland.
You're from Ireland? Is everybody from Ireland? Is that it? So tell us what you did special for Tina La Boheme to win this award.
Sure, we have a great rider here with us, and she's a fantastic little mare now, and McLean gave her an absolutely great spin.
Did you do her hair?
I did.
So, okay, can you do that to my hair? That's gorgeous.
Sure, no problem.
All right, thank you. I have a new hairdresser and a new best friend, Sean Cassane, the groomsman of the year for the New Albany Classic 2016. Congratulations, Sean. All right, Peter, back to you.
Thank you very much, Angela. We continue with our victory ceremony and prize giving and honoring our top competitor here today. Another wonderful afternoon of the #1 specialty event in our Grand Prix scene. I'm voted on behalf of all of the top North American Grand Prix riders once again here at New Albany. Beautiful setting, beautiful afternoon. We hop off of Tina. A job well done for this exceptional mare. Has been a winner throughout the season this year. And now McLean steps up to the car, the SUV, on behalf of Crown Eurocars Dublin. He receives a 2-year lease. Now, as he mentioned, the winning rider here today won this class 3 times prior, back in 2004 aboard Goldica. He won in 2011 aboard Piotr, and also in 2012 with that same horse, Piotr. And now a win here today, Tina La Boheme. And Tina, well-deserved on the way out to enjoy a well-rewarded afternoon of major show jumping. And we'll have an opportunity to enjoy McLean as he takes a lap around as well in the SUV, a 2-year lease on behalf of Crown Eurocars. We thank you all very, very much for joining us on a picturesque afternoon. We wind things down. Don't forget, enjoy the carnival and all the great presentation on behalf of the Family Day here at the New Albany Classic Invitational Grand Prix and Family Class. Don't forget to stop by and enjoy all the great fare they have throughout our presentation here today. And don't forget to grab some produce from White Barn Organics Farm Market set up at the exit gate as well. Thanks for being an outstanding audience, most enthusiastic, and the most fun we have all year long on the Big League Grand Prix Show Jumping Tour. And on behalf of all the 25 riders, the proud owners, the caretakers, we thank you again for all of your support here at the New Albany Classic. McLean Ward is going to take a trip around the arena. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate our champion for the 4th time, McLean Ward from Brewster, New York.